Okay, hello guys, it's Clermont. Okay, so yeah, last time we built this Terracota Factory, so let's keep testing if it works as I want. Okay, this is getting full. Root the dirt. Grow, grow, grow. Okay. So it seems that it's working at the moment. We have to wait until we eventually have enough for the oak to start working. So yeah, I made like the piston tips that I made are different. So as you can see, it goes from here. So what I'm doing is going up until we reach the blast chamber here. Yeah, the thing that could break this is if these guys are not working. Okay, oh, there's already a problem. So for some reason this started generating stone. Okay, why did you generate stone? Okay, let's see the rendering. Okay. First, let's see if the hoppers here, if this dispenser have bone meal. This is filled with bone meal, filled with bone meal, filled with bone meal. Okay, it has bone meal. Then why are you not working? Okay, so this is working. But why? Hmm, weird. So it's working. I don't understand why it failed. Maybe there were some items that were in the droppers that were not letting the bone meal work. All the luck. uh, I made a backup, so if this breaks in a way that is too annoying to fix, I will just bring the backup. Because yeah, this is really intricate. But yeah, I have already used this farm a lot, so I know when it breaks, I know how to fix most mistakes. So that shouldn't be an issue. Although there's something. Okay, I'm not liking this. Is this the same? Oh yeah, it's the same. Okay. It's okay. So yeah, this has breaking. It has broken to me many times. So yeah, I pretty much know how to fix almost everything. But yeah, some parts are really annoying to fix. So the way to go up that I'm using because of classic connectivity. So going down is really easy. So what I'm using is this. So this design I found it for Ilmango as well. So it basically takes the when this goes down, it should start working. And let's see if it goes. Something has broken, right? The problem when this breaks is that sometimes the dirt spills because this keep pushing. So yeah, as you can see, let's see if this goes down. This will go here into this piston, and then this piston is going to get it up. And it should do it any second now. Now. Okay, yeah. As you can see, that's why I use moss, because the advantage is that when it's pushed, it gets destroyed. But yeah, nothing here seems to be broken. This is perfect. So the problem with this machine is that, like, the max, the theoretical max is 16 rooted dirt. So yeah, just because it's working now doesn't mean it will work perfectly. Because if it gets a lot of blocks in a row, then it may break. Then I will have to check why it broke. Because these guys are not reliable. Like there is a locationality factor where in different locations it doesn't break. It doesn't work as good. Oh, okay, here's already a mistake. Oh, I'm missing the piston here. Okay. How can I forget the piston? Yeah, as you can see, it goes here, here, then here, then here. And it doesn't in one tick. Okay, let's see if I didn't mess up the same way in any of these. So there's a piston. Oh, I messed up in more. Here it doesn't matter. I made the same design for the oak. It's here, but here I didn't miss it. Okay, so it seems it's fine. So I will link everything that Ilmango made like this. Like I changed the configuration of stuff because I wanted to make it like as small as possible, but yeah, it's hard to do it. And it takes a long time, so yeah, maybe I didn't do the best work. And look, it seems that oak is going to be reaching here any moment now. Something has fallen. Okay, yeah, this is working because it's going there. So perfectly. Perfect. Here, what about you? Oh, here it goes. You can see how this works. Pretty cool. And we have to keep checking in case nothing breaks, because when this breaks, it starts breaking all over. Or okay, it's going there. Okay, reach the blast chamber, which I never know if I said it correctly or not. It doesn't seem to be working badly. I tested the oak by using like the fill command, so I would fill the oak so that everything will fill. So even if if we get all of the oak, then it won't break. That's the important part. That this is working perfectly at the moment. Okay, let's change it to mod mode. Okay, what happens now? And it's pushing there. Perfect. And this will turn into mod. And this should go there. Oh no. It's not going where it has to go. Okay, this is mod mode. And it seems to be working fine. Okay, now let's make it in clay mode. Okay, it seems there is being a mistake. And I know why the mistake is. Okay, so yeah, the mistake is because of this. Basically, I'm getting a signal because I had a repeater here, then it would send 2 pulses instead of 1. Well, it would send a pulse when this was on and a pulse when this was off. Now it just starts pushing here. Now the clay conveyor is something that takes a long time. Like for this to fill, it will take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, which is the most annoying part. So this uses flip-flops, and the flip-flops are here. The problem is that I don't always know how to reset it correctly. And if it doesn't reset correctly, then it can break, and if it breaks, it's a pain to fix. Okay, so yeah, I have been checking this how it works, and it seems to be working perfectly. All the blast chambers exploded correctly. So that meant that I didn't lose any items. I didn't break anything, and they seem to be working. Like the crafter has already been working. So yeah, basically what this does is, so yeah, I get the blocks. So say, okay, so yeah, here we get the oak. So the oak has its own water stream. So the water stream of the oak is here. So it goes here, and then we have these hoppers for the crafter. So this loads the crafter with oak. So when oak is needed, this will get oak. Or at least that's the plan. Then the oak will return until it finishes in the water stream. So basically, this water stream, I put trapdoors here because the way the items will flow is the item will go here, collide here, and then go here. So basically it's possible that items will go here, but I don't think it's very likely. So but yeah, I have this trapdoor so that the items will collide here. If they try to get here, they will collide here. Then they will go here, here, and items here were getting past, so they would get like here. But this trapdoor makes the items collide here and then return here, so it stops the items from returning. So that's for the oak. Then we have rooted dirt. Now rooted dirt is like oak, but rooted dirt doesn't have a crafting recipe, so it just goes here, into here, and then into if we have too much slack, this storage system. Then we have the mud. So the mud has a crafting recipe, so packed mud. So the mud will go here, get here, here into this hopper, and this hopper is for mud. As you can see. Why can't I open this? Here, so you can see we get mud. So this crafts packed mud. So this is the crafter for packed mud. Okay, so yeah, the mud will then go here into the storage system. Now, if it crafts packed mud, it will go here again into the storage system. Here, which is what we want. Now, that wheat we have these villagers. So I already had these villagers with the dispenser. So the dispensers are growing the wheat, and then when they break, it will go here into. Oh, I forgot. So I had to make some changes because wheat was getting stuck. But apparently I did it wrong. I forgot to place a. Okay, this is burning because there are seeds. So the seeds are burning in lava because we don't need seeds. Okay, so that wheat goes here. They get here. This centers the wheat so that it goes here and then gets into this crafter. And if this crafter doesn't pick the wheat, then it goes into this other crafting module, and this crafting module crafts hay bales, and the hay bales then fall into the storage system as well. Now we have for the clay balls and clay blocks. So yeah, this throws clay balls, these throw clay blocks, clay blocks, clay blocks, clay blocks, and clay blocks. So then we will get a little bit of clay balls and a little bit of clay blocks. Now this hopper, this detects when items are in the hopper. If the hopper minecart is full or there are items in the chest, then it will go flying. Now I first have this filter. So this filters clay blocks because we want to keep some clay blocks in case we want to craft. So yeah, I have those clay blocks. So yeah, it removes some clay blocks from the hopper minecart, which is what we want because we want to keep some of them. Then everything else gets crafted. Now this is my furnace minecart. Now how does this super smelter work? Basically it has 3 signals. So are there items here or are there items in the hopper minecart? So if there are no items in the hopper minecart, then the hopper minecart will stay here. If there are items in the hopper but not in the hopper minecart, then the hopper minecart will stay here. If there are items in the hopper minecart but not in the hopper, then the hopper minecart will go. And if the hopper minecart is full, it will go as well. Then it will start filling all of this. So as you can see, we have these. We detect the signal here, as you can see. So we get, when there is something smelted, there will be an item here. It will send a signal using this observer, and the observer will send a hopper minecart. So the hopper minecart will pick all these 64 items. It will break here and then send all the items into this water stream. This water stream, we first have this. This is for bricks. So this is to get some bricks. And this will craft brick blocks. So that's important. So this crafts brick blocks. And the rest, which are going to be bricks, are going to get here. So we get all those. Then the last crafter that we have is after we fill the farm. So basically this has the bone meal. It is filling each of the modules. And in the end we have this crafter. So as you can see, we have this crafter that the job of this crafter, which I don't see, oh here. This crafter is crafting bone blocks. The bone blocks go into the water stream and everything gets collected here. Which is important. Wait. Oh no, this didn't change. I thought that light blinked, but no. So yeah, the bone blocks will then go here into the water stream and get collected here. So yeah, we can see all the types of crafters that we have. But yeah, that's like the addition that I made. That's why it took me so long to design this. And this, in theory, 2 modules of bone meal are enough for this farm. So yeah, this is overkill. Like, I'm getting a lot more bone meal that this farm needs. But yeah, I'm crafting some blocks. Like when I used this, when I use one module, it will eventually run out of bone meal. I don't know why it runs out of bone meal, but it happened that it would run out. So yeah, I started using 2 modules, and with 2 modules we always get excess. Like if you watch Ilmango's video about the rooted dirt farm, he said that one of these was enough to fill it, but yeah, in my experience it hasn't been enough. Like eventually it runs out, and that means we get a lot of stone, and the stone is going to break. So we get infinite amount of stone. So yeah, I have like this full module completely filled with stone, and that's because basically when stone gets pushed, you will always get 16 stone. While rooted dirt, you sometimes get 1, sometimes get 2, in max 16. So you get a little bit of rooted dirt, but when it's only stone because it ran out of bone meal, then you will get a lot, but a lot of stone. So yeah, this is like a really good stone farm if you remove the all the rooted dirt farm. But yeah, you can see we are slowly filling the mud block. So we will start filling everything, and this will take a long time. That's because it has to fill everything here. So I always, basically when I use this farm, so as you can see, we have blocks. So basically the mud blocks will reach here and mud blocks will reach here. Now in my experience, again, this is from what I have seen that works when using this mud to clay converter. So I always try to keep like 1 block so in this side he has 1 less mud than this other side. As you can see, this side has 1 mud in this moment, and this has, well, this has 1, but this now has 2. So yeah, this has 3, and 2. Now, why do I do this? That's because this site is the most important one. Oh, okay. We have to be safe or else we're going to die. Now, why do I do this? Because this site is the most important one, and as you can see, this is the redstone. So how does this detect when this gets full? So it uses this wall. So this wall is the one that sends the signal and tells everything that you should move. So it tells all the sites that they should move. Now, in my experience, I don't know why, but sometimes when this gets here, so this site would like send fire, and it's possible that this will get items for again, and it will push these pistons, and that's really annoying. Basically, it would break, but it's because, like, well, that's my theory at least. I'm not sure if that's actually what happens, but yeah, basically this pushes, and then this pushes, and this could push after these pistons are moving, so it will break. But yeah, now it's only waiting until this fills completely, which... Oh, look, we are already getting clay. Okay, so yeah, change of plans. So I'm going to... Yeah, I have been AFKing for like 4 or 5 hours and it's still taking so long. And... Yeah, this is going to make it a lot faster. Okay, so yeah, we have gotten more. Oh, it already reached here. Ah, so cool. So yeah, it seems that all of these are working. Oof, another wave. Oh, oh, oh. Ah, I hate when this breaks. Oh, this is bad. Uh, yeah, this always breaks in such an annoying way. Okay, yeah, this is going to be the first test. So it's crafting the bomb. It crafted the the blocks and it should fall here. At least we can see one smelting operation. Okay, this gets here. There goes the minecart. It was so little. Okay, it crafted one and... Uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, it didn't work. Okay, for some reason it works with the repeater, but not with the redstone dust. Okay, let's make another test with the with here, because this is where it has to work. Okay, it broke. Ah, it broke again. Oh, look, this dispenser is one tick more. Maybe that's the reason. 3. Was that the reason, really? Okay, it goes... Let's see. If that tick was the problem, goes down, down, down. Nice. It didn't break. It goes again. So yeah, the problem was that that tick was the problem. Uh, yeah, as you can see, I had to bring a backup of the word because my game crashed, but the farm didn't break, but broke were my chokers. Basically, I was going to get all the chokers to the storage system, so I took all these chokers, and when the game reset, I had like 2 chokers left. So basically, I lost all of these materials. And the problem is that it's too much. Like, it's not small amount of items. Like, I would have lost so much items. So yeah, I decided to bring the backup. Yeah, I decided on, instead of losing all those items, which were thousands of items, I decided to bring a backup. So yeah, now I'm filling this again with dirt. And I already changed the repeater here that didn't work, so I'm hoping that this won't break, but there's still a chance that it could break if this is too fast. But yeah, let's hope it doesn't break. Well, so I made the changes that I already added. So basically, I realized that this wasn't working, so I always forget like this. So this is a bone meal farm, but sometimes moss carpet will fall in the water streams. Moss carpet or azalea leaves or bushes, well, bushes and the seeds may fall in this water stream, which should have only bone meal. So yeah, that's why I had to add this filter here, so that this only gets bone meal and the rest burns. So that meant that here, which is always super noisy. So that meant that here, which I didn't set up correctly apparently. No! Are you kidding me? So yeah, basically I was forced to do that because this was getting like moss carpet and stuff, so that would break this recipe. The one that does hay bales and the one that does the pacto mod. This is so noisy, wow. And what else? Other changes, another change that I did was this. Basically this, I used to have like 2 hoppers here, so pointing to this other hopper. That meant that items would fall here and then they will slowly get into this hopper. But now having it like this, then items should get picked really fast. So this hopper minecart will pick them slowly. Because or else what will happen is that basically items will get here and they will get 1, 2, 3, 4 at hopper speed, and that means that all these 64 furnaces wouldn't fill, so only part of them would fill, not all, which wasn't what I wanted. So now like this, it should fill a lot faster. And here, when I made this, I put redstone here, so yeah, I had to extend the rails because basically the redstone was there was a block here and redstone on top, but since it didn't connect to this, then it wasn't changing the state from this. So yeah, this is important because this is what restocks the sticks as fuel. So yeah, all of them should be full. Yeah, finally I put all the the 4 chokers here, and yeah, it worked perfectly. So yeah, it was that repeater. So now I'm certain that it was that repeater. Okay, so yeah, I AFK'd for the night in this Terracota Factory, and we got a lot of terracotta. Like, I'm amazed about how many terracotta we got. So like 9 chokers of terracotta. We still don't have any of clay, and I got 2 of bricks, but they're already, well, of these bricks, not bricks, but brick like this. Like the individual ones, and we got 2 of those, and I already used them for the redstone factory. So yeah, I haven't tested it with the well, not the rooted dirt, but with the mud and the packed mud. So yeah, it's working. I had to change something because I used to have, basically I thought it would be enough like here. Okay, so yeah, so I basically had like this hopper. The problem with this hopper is that when I threw mud, when I'm using the farm for mud, then this will take all the mud, so craft it all into packed mud, and apparently it's fast. I get enough wheat that I never get mud in this system. So yeah, I had to basically lock the hopper, so now I have this redstone, as you can see here. Basically what I do is take the signal here, and depending on a redstone signal of 2, then when I have a redstone signal of 2, this gets locked. But at least that's the idea. But yeah, the minecarts have been working. I had to add more minecarts because I realized that there were like many items here, which wasn't the plan. So I added more hopper minecarts, but yeah, in the end it's working. Like, I already got a lot of materials. So yeah, it's pretty cool, the system. Look at all the wood that we have. Even when I was using the clay mode, I was getting enough to supply the farm forever. So to fly the smelter, and even I got more. And as you can see, it never ran out of fuel. Ugh, this farm lags so much. Yeah, we can see like these guys are all full. So I never ran out of fuel, which is important for this farm. But yeah, you can see that it's working perfectly, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if I may add something to this farm is chunk loaders. So yeah, I have to extend the chunk loaders because now we have to chunk load a lot of chunks. That's the problem with this farm, that I have to chunk load many chunks. But yeah, wow, this is an enormous farm. uh, uh, yeah, I'm really happy that we already have this, because this is a lot of work. It took me a lot of hours. A lot of hours of planning, a lot of hours of resources collection, and a lot of hours building. But yeah, we finally have the module and it works. Also, I should have a lot of dripstone. Let's finish the episode watching the farm destroy everything. Now this is going to be a lot of dripstone. You can see the amount of items. Let's see the speed at which this fills. Wow, it's so fast. You can see how much time I was AFK for this to get so much pointed dripstone. But yeah, I have to remove all the ender pearls because I don't need them. Oh yeah, we got a lot done this episode and I'm glad that we finally have this. So yeah, thanks for watching, bye!